Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ghana football Allahu Akbar. Eti Egypt ni Allahu Akbar yeko, Allahu Akbar. Fire burn you. Ashishemo. Allahu Akbar, Ghana Fuasa, Allahu Akbar, Ghana Fuasa, Allahu Akbar, Ghana football asayo, Allahu Akbar, eti Egypt ni Allahu Akbar yeko, Allahu Akbar. Fire burn you. Allahu Akbar, Ghana Fuasa, Allahu Akbar, Ghana football asayo, Allahu Akbar.
98.5.
The station your neighbors listen to.
Okay, nti fan to so na ye nwam kakra nam say Ghana Black Stars and United States of America and one ye ba bedi ho enkomo na US for no boy e kan nine Ghana antimi ante 10 minutes pepepe ena Giovanni Reina enya first goal and watch Christian Pulisic penalty Gideon Mensah na kwaya sa penalty no o convert ni kama na aye for Ramba Lagoon ono se nche no nationalize ye Edema US for from Balangoon as a third goal and an indirect ebaye Emma Giovanni Reina Dortmund player no onya fourth goal Emma the young for no of United States of America enti ya ne de na just say no eno no nti yenko yanim after game no ensema odo a coach Chris Hilton edituga na de di kan kra no wo de chopper Emma Ghana for nyina Krizutin so opamocho yenti nimra.
I think what's obvious is that I am very, very conscious. I am very conscious of what the game means in Ghana. I am very conscious, and for any performance that we put in, like we did today, or the scoreline that we did today, we are very sorry, very, very sorry for. A nation that have stayed up late into the night that would have been expecting better. I take responsibility for this. I work with a group of players and I determine the tactics, I pick the team. Okay, so certainly as an apology, which I think is what you're referring to, yes, I apologise for the result and the performance in a first half period, and it again is my responsibility to make sure that we have 2 games in November, is that we start to see a performance that is going to win us both games.
Ahobrasia FM 98.5.
Okay, nti ne 2020 nyina ne say Ghana for Chris Hilton so pamcho enti dia si no yemfa enche no eno coach no yinsem kakra wode etuga eno no na eno achi no so disappointed say walusu ni mu agiri pa say eniema be koye adwuma ne de ono an the right man for the job no yenti Chris Hilton.
You are right, it's a huge disappointment after a defeat against Mexico, where if I'm being honest, I thought in the first half period in Mexico we was okay, but certainly not in the second half. What I wanted was a reaction today. I fielded a team that I felt would give us enough control in the middle of the park and enough threat up front, but we conceded 3 goals in, I think, a 19-20 minute period, and at that stage the game changes completely. So for a question of getting back into the game and getting goals, it becomes making sure that we don't concede more. All 4 goals we conceded, which, if I'm looking at the difficulties that we've had, generally the difficulties has been more about scoring goals than it has been about defending. But when you concede 4 goals in a period of time, and I would have to be honest with you, we the goalkeeper that had to make a couple of good saves. It could have been more at half time. So this is hugely hugely disappointing and not something that I expected. What I wanted was a reaction from the last game. If you're asking me if I feel I'm the right person, yes I do. The result today is something that is hugely disappointing. We have 2 games in November, 2 big games in November, 2 big World Cup games in November, and it's our responsibility and my responsibility as coach to turn these bad defeats and bad performances into better ones and ones where we can win both games.
98.5.
Enti ano aya Chris Hilton ne nsɛm a wɔde ato dwa no na yɛnkɔ anyima yɛbusa ne sɛ wankasa tactically approach bɛn o tactical approach how do we are game no mankasa na ɛte sɛ
the squad that we have, you know, these we have a back four play today that are generally playing regular at their squad. We are short in defensive areas. Tariq Lamptey obviously was initially in the squad and of course had to pull out through injury, and the other players that I mentioned. Tactically, I'm very open in the way that we wanted to play. We wanted to play a 2 in central midfield. We wanted to play Jordan in an off the front position, in a 10 position, and use the quality that we have in the wide areas in Pansel and Kudus. So this is the shape that we wanted to play, to be able to give Jordan, Iñaki and the 2 wide players the possibilities of playing what are their natural attacking games. We have to be more in the game, you know, and we did. We tried at times to build up in good possession, and I thought in possession wise we started the game well, in possession wise. But what we have to be able to do is we come up against a team that pressed very well. Very well drilled team. This team have been together and played a lot of games together. They're very well drilled, and when they win possession, they break very fast. And we wasn't able to get through them lines to be an attacking threat ourselves. And of course, by that time, at some stage, we were 3-0 down, and it then becomes more about making sure that you don't concede again than scoring goals yourself. So tactically, this is what the plans were. But ultimately, you have got to be in the game. You've got to be in the game and not to concede it, to be able to bring that plan of action right through.
98.5.
Enti Ghana coach Chris Hilton no tati sorry we game no mo open no akolosi mo ko attack no asa ba no abehwe se o ntimi hye mo Chris Hilton ene ebusa ne biem se papa se da ne me ko no e be de pa ne yetimi asesa ne ma.
I mean, all you can do to change things is look for a reaction. We have 2 games next month, different types of games. What we've learned, of course, in these 2 games is that we've played against 2 teams away from home that are both highly ranked teams that we found it very difficult against. I mean, today even more so. I think with the quality of their finishing and the pace of their attack, defensively we could not cope with that, and this is something that's maybe a little bit different to how we've been. We can only do that by some consistency. You know, what we have got is that we as Jordan has said, we have some new players, some young players in the squad. The squad has changed a lot, you know, over this period of time, and I think we've probably over the last year had 12 new players, 13 new players that are coming into the squad. You know, we also, and we on a night like tonight and a day like Saturday, we don't look for any excuses, because we put 11 players out on the pitch and we expect the team to perform. But we are missing some big players also, you know, particularly defensively. Players like Amati and Jiku and Salisu, and of course Joseph Adu, who has come onto, I think, a good game over a period of time. So we are missing some big players, but this is no excuse. This was about a performance today that we fell well short. We have to continue to work with the players that we have. Hope that come November that we can have a fully fit squad to choose from, and of course look to get 2 wins in our 2 World Cup games.
98.5.
Now, Christian, no. Kekan sem sa na 12 new players ena hwan ena yebusa ne say papa as excuses no yados no wo bibia na me fa we na me yesi wo repa den na obeya niam abetima asesa yenche no.
Okay, so I'll go back over this. You spoke about a period of time, and do I appreciate? Yes, I do appreciate. I spend a lot of time in Ghana. Okay, I go to a lot of games. Not only in Accra, but throughout the country. So I fully appreciate what football means in Ghana. I know that. And in particular, when there are very, very difficult times. So this, first and foremost, yes, I appreciate. You're asking the question about myself. Yes, I do think coaches go through and teams go through difficult periods. Okay. And we are going through a difficult period as regards putting the performances that can see us scoring goals to win games. That's been difficult. There are some aspects of our game that has been okay, and the fact again that we have qualified for AFCON, then we've obviously done enough. We've done enough to win the group, not just to qualify, but to win the group and qualify for AFCON. That's the balance, and the balance is that from there we need to develop more. If we're going to go into a tough AFCON tournament in January, we need to develop more. And all I can say and promise is that I'll continue to work as hard as I can to pick the right squads, to pick the right tactics, to win the games that we need to win to do well. Thank you.
Enti sa yeboria sa no makaka sa ni sa kwa besi ededem ti Ghana for coach no Christian nensimo de atuja Jordan nana or captain ye ebisa Jordan say entu hebe yi no see omu ye new players o entu omu hia time yente Jordan are you?
First of all, I just feel like there's a matter, we just need a bit of more time because it's a new group, a lot of new players, and most of the players are really inexperienced, so it's not easy, but we're working on it because we know we don't have time, and this type of games is a reality check, and now we know our level, and we know we have to keep working hard to get this cohesion together and to learn how to play together and all those things. So we'll come with time, but we all know that in football there's not really time, so we're pushing hard and we're trying our best to have better performances as a team, and with time it will come.
98.5.
And Jordan are you? And so the kakra or they two Jan na meba cho obi document aba be dufia and you say who team now for Prague na whether document or Prague anymore but more than so be fia na waba